So I originally was born in Yakima, Washington, which is about 2 hours from Seattle. And then I moved over to Seattle on my 13th birthday with my mom. She got a new job. And I've been in Kirkland ever since, pretty much. I really love Kirkland. So I was 13, I'm 33 now. So for 20 years, I've been in the Seattle area, but born and raised in Yakima. It's like desert, so I miss the heat. It doesn't rain a lot. Of course, it rains like a ton in Seattle. So, but that's where I'm at right now, and who knows where we'll be in the future, but Seattle, it's great. I listened to Q primarily, Kiss also when I was growing up in my teenage years. And then I remember Jubal being on with Jackie and Bender. And then I do remember him moving over to Move In and getting his show there with Brooke. And then I did listen for like a couple of years, but then I stopped listening. And then I would say about 5 years later was when I met Jubal, and it was online. And I didn't listen to him at the time, but I remember like, listening to the show back in the day, and like I remember, all the bits that he did and things like that. When he was on Jackie and Bender, I don't really remember too much, but when he was at Move In, of course, I thought that he was incredibly talented, and I just thought that he was way different with how he did the radio bits, and how he just did top 40 radio in general. It was just different than any other station that I had heard before that. But his talent level, it's it's just different than any other host that I've heard before. Um, and I think that, especially in Seattle, he's really well known in Seattle, but it's like he's just pure talented. And that's what I remember is from listening back in the day. Nope. So from when I was a child, I was really shy, really introvert. I still am. Um, and I started at T-Mobile in 2011 as a B2B rep. So I met with companies around Seattle to try and get their corporate cell phone account to move over to T-Mobile. So I did that for about 8 years, and that really changed my personality as far as like being able to actually have a conversation with someone without like just completely feeling like it was super awkward or I don't know what to say, like just really shy, and just didn't believe in myself, just for a number of reasons. But I was really hard on myself. And when I was at T-Mobile, I had to do things that got me out of my comfort zone, like so much. I would have to public speak and speak in front of all these C-level people, these companies, to try and get them to switch. And it helped me tremendously, because when I met Jubal in 2017, even when I met him in 2017, I never in a million years thought I would ever be doing this. I was still super shy, introvert. When I met him, I had never done a video of myself, even on my personal Instagram page, ever. Like just still shots, that's it. I just never liked being in front of the camera. I never liked attention on me. I never liked being in the spotlight. I would just rather be behind the camera or still shots. Like I was just always too nervous to be just doing videos of myself. I never felt comfortable putting them online. And then I remember the first time we did a live together, like how nervous I was and how uncomfortable it was. And then we started, like he's always wanted to do a podcast. So 2018 he started a podcast, and then he wanted me to help him or do it with him. And it was just way outside of my comfort zone. Something, honestly, that I never thought I would do. You tell me 5 years ago, this is what I'd be doing, I would say you're out of your mind. There's no way. But he helped me tremendously with believing in myself. And I always thought that nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. So I just never said anything really. So I learned a lot from podcasting with him. Even doing the podcast with him for the last year and a half or so, I still never during that time thought I would ever be on the radio. It was never something I ever wanted to do as far as like pursuing for a career. And I'm doing it because Jubal believes that we can have a very successful show together and thinks that I'm talented. He believes in me, and I'm believing in myself now. It's taken time. But I'm doing this because I believe in it too. And I do think I'm talented, which is hard to say. And I do work outside of my comfort zone all the time. So that's kind of where I'm at now with the show. And part of me does feel bad because like my excitement level, I am excited to start the show for sure. I'm excited to launch this and to see how successful my husband's going to be with this, and super proud of him. But I just know how many people would love to have this position and be a co-host. And for me, I feel bad because it's not like I never thought that I would ever do it. And then it was just kind of given to me, even though I work really hard and I'm talented and entertaining. That's kind of my feeling on that.